What a strange world we live in where apparently we're all living under a dictatorship and every election is the end of civilization. People we don't like are a threat to our democracy and politicians we don't like are literally Hitler. Those of us who disagree with the current thing are dark forces or, in the words of Lydia Thorpe, the filth of Australia. At some point the word dictator got so overused that it has almost stopped meaning anything at all. And so I figured maybe it's time for a little historical refresh and to have a bit of fun while we're at it. I'm starting a new series called the Big Dick Series, that is, Dictators in Context. Some of these blokes had massive egos and body counts to match. Get your mind out of the gutter so we can put it back into history. When you throw dictator around for every policy you don't like, you actually lose sight of what real tyranny looks like. The kind that builds labour camps, weaponizes famine, and turns entire populations into hostages of the state. And when you can't tell the difference between a politician I hate and a man who starved millions of his own people to break them, your moral compass is not as sharp as you think. So in this series, we're going to do a quick, sharp, deep dive into history's major dictators, what they actually did, how they actually ruled, and why casually comparing them to modern Western leaders is in most cases historically absurd. We're starting with one of the 20th century's least fashionable but most efficient tyrants, Joseph Stalin. And whilst Hitler hogs the cultural spotlight, Stalin quietly built a death machine that outpaced him in sheer numbers. Purges that ate his own party alive, the Gulag archipelago that swallowed millions, and famines engineered to crush resistance. And yeah, because I've got a dark sense of humour and zero patience for dry lectures, this whole thing spun out of an idea for an adult colouring book. The Big Dick Colouring Book, where you can shade in some absolute bastards whilst getting a proper history lesson. The ultimate multitask. Learn while real dictators were nightmare fuel and colour within the lines for once in your life. So if you're going to keep calling people dictators, at least come with the receipts. Hit follow, and in part 1 of the Big Dick series, we're going to unpack how Stalin turned paranoia into policy and what that did to the people trapped under it. Welcome to the Big Dick series.